Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's devotion for June 2nd. Today's devotion is titled Winning by Losing. The Bible reading is from 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 19 to 27. Though I am free and belong to no one, I have made myself a slave to everyone to win as many as possible. To the Jews I became like a Jew, to win the Jews. To those under the law I became one under the law, though I myself am not under the law, so as to win those under the law. To To those not having the law I became like one not having the law, though I am not free from God's law, but am under Christ's law, so as to win those not having the law. To the weak I became weak, to win the weak. I have become all things to all people, so that by all possible means I might save some. I do all this for the sake of the gospel, that I may share in its blessings. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly. I do not fight like a boxer beating the air. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. Not winning is in fact more powerful than winning. Professor Monica Wadhwa argues. Her research reveals that people tend to be most energized and motivated not when they win, but when they almost win. Falling just short of one's falling just short of one's ambitions tends to give people the motivation to keep growing and striving. Easy victories, on the other hand, tend to cripple energy and motivation. Wadhwa's perspective gives fresh insight into Paul's analogy using in two passages. Read the words, Lisa. Gives fresh insight into Paul's analogy used in two passages that compare following Christ to running a race. 1 Corinthians 9, 24 to 27, and Philippians 3, 12 to 14. In both instances, Paul emphasizes that believers ought to give their pursuit of Christ and the gospel their all, straining toward what is ahead and running in such a way as to get the prize. The paradoxical truth is that what we're striving for, faithfully sharing the gospel and knowing Christ, aren't things we can ever say we've achieved. We'll always fall short. We'll never be able to say we've already arrived. But that's okay, because it's the experience of drawing ever closer to Christ that matters. It's only His strength that empowers and motivates us to pour our whole hearts into pursuing Him, the one who will one day carry us to victory. How have you experienced growth through falling short? How can falling short encourage you to rely on Christ? Thank you for joining me for today's devotion, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.